Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort Ashton, and this is the week in review. Now, I wanna have a little talk with y'all before I hand it over to my cohort and commentary and handsomeness, Ashton over here. Um, him and I had a little bit of a conversation about interview a couple of days ago, and it's really stuck with me. And because you guys know, we haven't made it a secret. We certainly haven't made it a secret to people in our Discord. Remember the one time Ashton shared that video? We're not exactly totally enthused about this, and he kind of reminded me why. This is never meant to be like a pure recap show. This is meant to talk about the things that we liked in the week of the world of wrestling. And so with that foot forward, that's kind of the departing point that I would like to start with. So normally I ask you, Ashton, what you thought of this week in the world of wrestling, but I'm going to choose my words a bit more particularly. I'm going to ask you, how did you enjoy this week in the world of wrestling?
Well, now I don't know how to answer that because I'm so used to the other one.
Yeah.
I would say that the absolute most enjoyment that I got out of this week in wrestling was SmackDown last night.
Bro, I'm so glad you said that, and I feel like already we're like back in a good rhythm because I think you made an excellent point when we talked, and you're like, wasn't supposed to be a recap show, it was about to be what we enjoyed. And when I'm thinking about the week and things that I actively paid attention to of my own accord, SmackDown was far and away the best show this week. I loved what they've been doing. I'm still loving the bloodline. I'll admit that I'm coming around on Jimmy Uso a little bit. That one, I know it wasn't this week, but the week before where he had that backstage promo where he was like, "Oh, LA Knight, you want to go? Yeet!" And then he gets the call presumably from Roman, and Roman just being like, "I didn't like that," and then he's like, "No,
No
yeet!"
yeet.
And
That
there,
shit was
there is
stupid
something.
as hell. Oh my god.
I, I think they're just embracing that Jimmy wants so bad to be Jay, but he's like deliberately like it's not a problem with him, obviously IRL, but like they're writing him as he's just too fucking goofy to handle. And there is
What do you
something I
mean?
won't say endearing because he's supposed to be a heel and he is getting under my skin, but there is something effective in that. And yeah, when you actually look at this week, dude, I think SmackDown's got the best product in all of like North American, like
Oh
mainstream
wow.
pro wrestling. Um, wait, are you just reacting to what I said, or are you okay? Or
I
like,
actually have to change something real quick.
oh, okay.
You're good though. You can keep going, man.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like I just feel like SmackDown has the best product in North America, like under the WWE banner, because their women's division's fucking fire. Loving the Damage Control story, dude. Bailey is gonna get her ass beat, and you
Yes,
already
she
know for
is.
me, and we'll talk about that more in depth later in the show. Um, because that's something again I think that we both enjoyed, so it fits under what this show is supposed to be. But you know what else I enjoyed? I'm enjoying Santos Escobar being Tony Montana on fucking SmackDown. The fucking suit he wore for the promo, the idea that this man was hashtag standing the staff, hoping that Ray gets his leg amputated. This
Oh
fucking
god.
thing.
That line though.
Oh, oh my god, dude. I have never been more in love, and more importantly for people that know me and this podcast, I have never been harder for a heel
Oh
wrestler in
god.
so long. I mean, god, it's a party because everybody's coming. Mainly me though.
Jesus
Santos
Christ.
is yo, yeah, we're going there. Uh, Santos is absolutely amazing. I mean, the only bad thing, and again, I'm speaking as a fan, and specifically a fan of Santos and his work. The only bad thing is, again, it comes at a time when heels are really dominating the championship scene. Heels are just dominating the WWE scene because, dude, the two big factions, Judgment Day and Bloodline, heel factions. So, like, if Santos is going to be, because he said before, and I don't know how long this is going to last, but his whole thing is like he's going to be a lone wolf now. You know, his family was a lie, this and that. And a promotion that's becoming more faction based between Judgment Day, Bloodline, and Damage Control, can you really succeed as a heel lone wolf today? Can you still get that heat and be a top heel act? I think Santos is immensely talented, but I do worry about his prospects. So all of this to say, I agree with you that SmackDown is what I far and away enjoyed the most this weekend. And again, we're going to talk about all these things more in depth later in the show. But I mean, we know that Full Gear is tonight. What's up?
Streamlabs, and it's giving me problems. But anyway, we're good.
Okay, so I just wanted to say we know that Full Gear is tonight. Was there
Yes.
anything from AEW that you enjoyed across? I mean, well, Collision hasn't happened yet, right? Or
Six
was
hours. Well,
Collision
no,
Friday
yeah,
night?
Collision was head to head with SmackDown last night, and it pulled under 300,000 viewers.
And you fucking called it. That's right, because I just saw that Discord message before we went live. Um, so was there anything across Collision, Rampage, Dynamite that you enjoyed this week that you would like to spotlight?
Um, hmm. Well, positively, I don't think so.
Okay, if I could take the ball real quick, because for me it's positive, but we also have to talk about the negative.
You know what? Actually,
I
I did come up with something, but because
yes.
I said no before, I want you to go first now.
Oh, okay. I'll try and be quick. Um, I did enjoy, as you know, MJF and Jay White's promo for the go home show. I thought
Right.
they both did good mic work, and I'll tell you, for me, it's difficult because and it's funny how this all kind of ties together for me. With Kevin Owens when they turned him heel most recently, I was disappointed because I've wanted pro wrestling to do a strong redemption story from a guy that used to be shitty and he's trying to be good, but it's not easy being good because you are going to slide back or sometimes people just won't forgive or whatever the problems are. And I thought Kevin is charismatic enough and he's talented enough to pull off that story. In my heart, I don't think they ever really told that story, even though him and Sammy kind of had an arc this year. I don't really think for me that counts. And now AEW is kind of doing a similar thing with Max, where he even said, like, my past is catching up with me. I'm on top of the mountain. People want to throw me off. And I'm like, I like this promo. It's just a shame that you did a bait and switch on us so many fucking times that you're doing this promo too late now. Because had
Yeah.
you stuck to your guns the first time you did this shit, I honestly would probably still be defending MJF to this day and being like, he's actually telling a story you don't see often in pro wrestling. But it's hard for me to really care because then Jay White comes out and he rightfully points out, you don't care about these people, and these people barely care about you. And you're the villain, and you're always going to be the villain, and you always will be the villain. And I thought it was great mic work from both guys. But as I told you, if we're going to be honest about the segment, the crowd really didn't react to this shit at all. Dude, I even told you when Jay White stood tall with the title over his head after hitting another Blade Runner, I saw a few fans in the hard cam, like looking at their phones and shit. And I'm like, oh, dude, AEW looks to be in like a bad way, especially when you posted in the Discord and DBK posted in the Discord about Collision and SmackDown head to head. Like I didn't expect Collision to be competitive by any means, but to be that bad,
Yeah.
like god damn, dude.
Yeah.
So I like the segment and I want to be fair and charitable to both guys, but you got to keep it real. The crowd was not into this at all. In fact, they barely made any noise for MJF when he kind of signaled for them, to give him the pop. And crowds can annoy me. Like I was talking about Santos's promo earlier, which again we'll get more in depth
Oh,
in a little bit.
yeah.
They wanted him for so much of that promo. I hated them. I hated them so
Dude, you know
much.
what's wild about Santos's promo is that I feel like I have seen more universal praise for that promo across demographics than I have seen for just about anything in wrestling ever.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I can't wait to get more in depth with you, but I don't want to jump the gun, especially because I really want to know what
Dude,
you like this week in the world of wrestling.
I
But yeah,
even peeked at 4chan and they're praising it.
damn,
The
what
fucking,
a yeah.
yeah, right wing racists, like literally known as being the cesspool of the internet. Even they like that promo. And it was a Latino dude cutting it.
Oh god, they were probably like, man, he's one of the good ones. Oh god, uh,
That's what I'm
Jesus.
saying. Like, dude, that promo was so good, it transcended everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody I think did great, but again, like, oh god. So you did think of something. What was something across AEW's content that you
Oh,
enjoyed this week?
Roderick Strong.
Yes!
Dude, he's so fucking entertaining. Holy shit. Yeah, I got to admit, it's funny because this is where like we've talked before about how I don't really know if I have any guilty pleasures. And this is why. It's because when I like something, even if not everybody is into it, I feel no shame. I don't care that not everybody likes Roderick Strong. I don't care that the whole Adam thing annoys people. I find it fucking hilarious and I feel zero guilt whatsoever about that because I think it's great. I think Roderick is hilarious. I absolutely love this new gimmick for him. Dude, have you seen his any of his entrances for an actual match since this gimmick started?
Um, Maybe once, but I'm kind of hazy because I'm only more familiar with like the
Dude,
promos and like the vignettes and stuff he's been doing.
it's honestly, he's obviously an incredible worker in the ring, so we know that his matches are incredible. But like his entrances are like up there on the level of his matches now. It's so fucking good because Taven and Bennett will push him out to the ring in the wheelchair and they will push him so that he is right up against the steel steps, facing like the steel steps, and they'll start praying. They'll
That
start
is fucking
praying and
cool.
hyping him up, and he'll put his hands on the armrests of the wheelchair, and slowly but surely, as they pray and hype him up, he will stand up out of the wheelchair like it's a miracle every time.
Bro, can I just say to heap the praise on Roderick Strong, and I don't mean to be corny when I say this, but it's gonna sound corny no matter how I say it. It's so inspiring to me because Roddy's been in the game forever, right? Like he's been around
Oh
so
my god,
long.
yeah. I think he started in like literally like '01 when ROH started.
Yeah, so you're talking like 22 years. Like that's no small pocket of change. And so when you've been in the
Actually,
game
dude,
that
I was even a year underestimating his longevity. He started in 2000.
see that yeah. So like 20 plus years
He's a man.
and
He's
they
40.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. Being being in the ring that long, because he wasn't like a late bloomer or anything. No, he's just put in the fucking time. He's always been amazing in ring, anywhere from solid to amazing, depending on who you ask.
Yeah,
I would say amazing, seeing some of his performances. Dude's
yeah,
a freak. Um, but his promos, like we've had discussions about this before on the show. I loved his PWG work, but a lot of his promos to me kind of fly under the radar. And yet, when you love the game and you love the craft, I don't think it's ever too late. Mark Henry being another great example. It's never too late to find that gimmick where everything clicks and you're cooking. You're fucking cooking on all cylinders. I am so happy that Roddy has found this. I really am because I think a lot of guys would look at his career and be like, "Oh, he was just another indie darling that could work, and he was able to like coast on that." Nah, nah. This is a genuinely good character. This is a genuinely entertaining character to the point where I was even telling you when we were playing Rocket League last night. I think he's even made Taven and Bennett more palatable to me by association, just because I feel like the group is kind of working. Like I've seen now again, this isn't within the bounds of this week, so I just want to touch on this briefly. But those vignettes they were doing where they were having Adam clean Roddy's house when Adam needed to get surgery and he would keep trying to leave and he'd be like, Adam, Adam,
yeah.
like I just need you for one more thing. And Adam would he just looks like he was getting closer and closer, like, I'm gonna kill this bitch.
Yes,
Um and like it works. I'm telling you, man. Things are going so well with like Roddy. It sucks that Cole was hurt because he was starting to cook again. I miss Kyle O'Reilly more and more when this stuff
dude.
progresses.
There are a lot of people that think that Kyle is the devil.
Dude, that would be dude, compared to the other rumors I've heard where it's Jack fucking Perry,
Dude, I don't know
please let it be
where
Kyle
that
O'Reilly.
rumor is coming from. Maybe it's just because he hasn't been on TV in a while. And honestly, if that really does end up being what it is, wow, Tony. Just wow.
Yeah.
That's an all-time booking disaster on the level of like the invasion levels of bad.
Yeah, because stop trying to make Jack Perry happen. It's not going to happen. Kyle, though, dude, if that mask would come off and it would be him, I would fucking pop. Because Kyle, I feel like, is a great promo when you get him fired up enough, or you give him the right material. And obviously in the ring, the dude's a beast. So yeah, I just God, it sucks the injury bug. We already know Stardom's been dealing with it. It caught Adam in AEW because I'm telling you, get these guys in a room
No,
together,
but dude, that's
and
what I
yeah,
think is a work. I think Adam's injury is a work. I think the picture that Britt posted was fake. I think that Adam's injury is a work, and I think he's the real devil.
that would be insane. That would be insane, and I don't even know how I'd feel about it because you know kind of our history on this podcast, how we feel about worked injury angles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But like, if you were gonna turn heel and you were just gonna utterly psychically shatter a babyface MJF, this might be the one exception to the rule that I would allow. And plus, it's
it's
Adam.
Adam.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't stay mad at him. Look, for all of my pomp and circumstance, I need everybody to understand that I am a jellyfish. I am very, very weak in the eyes of the handsome. Like, if Adam was like, "Look, John, I know I lied to everybody and I did a no-no in pro wrestling and I even did a little bit of gaslighting in there just to really max out the high score. You can't quit me." And I'd be like, "You right." And you just fucking reluctantly follow him there. So like I'm not nah. It would be total posturing to be like, "Oh Adam, how could you?" That's like, who fucking cares? He's handsome. The rules don't apply to him. Wake the fuck up. Um so with that said, we know Roddy's been doing great stuff. Was there anything else you enjoyed from AEW? Because God knows there's a lot of train wrecks we could talk
um,
about, but I'm
that was the
trying
main
to.
thing that I wanted to heap praise on because even Swerve this week was part of a segment that I found extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Hangman
AEW,
cut a really like scathing promo on him that just made me feel really uncomfortable.
it's I agree with you because I too was discomforted. I understand the position that the character Hangman Page was in, just because like this dude broke into your home and he stood over your child's crib. Like you shouldn't be calm about that, but like, can you show anger in a way that isn't like whistling or like racially
Yeah.
like I like Hangman too, man. I really do, and like I hate that just like Juice with like the anti-Semitic stuff. Like, why are you taking people I like and making them say weird stuff, Tony? What the fuck?
Well, and
And,
especially in
and
this
if they're
case where
just
Hangman is very obviously supposed to be the face.
yes, yes,
Like with
uh,
Juice, there was a little more leeway because he's clearly the heel there.
yes,
But
but
here,
like,
no.
oof.
Hangman is very clearly meant to be the baby face, and like you got to be more careful with that shit.
Yeah, this isn't Kurt Angle being like, I'm not very fond of the black people.
Exactly,
Like, no,
exactly.
no. Pro wrestling has problems, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Um, I will say, man, on the praise front, now I'm not gonna go too deep into this, mainly because there's nothing really to go too deep about, but I did just want to make an aside and say it does seem like NXT's cooking, and I wish I was paying more attention to it.
Really?
Because
Well,
like
I will say the metaphor are great still.
yeah, yes, yes. I know you have stand the metaphor. Nobody can say you're not consistent because you have been saying that for a while. I'm just saying it does seem like people are really into what Trick Williams is doing and Carmelo like did tag him and more and more people are like coming to Carmelo's defense. I still low key like what they're doing with Von Wagner. I got to like check in on him. So it does seem like NXT is kind of cooking a little bit. I mean, if we just ignore Lexus King and stuff like that. But
Bro,
but
that's the thing
yeah.
with NXT is like for every one good strong angle that they have, there are like two or three that's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Um and I will say they are doing interesting stuff though. Like Trick Williams is going to be a part of that Iron Survivor Challenge for the men, and Lash Legend beat Roxanne Perez to qualify for the Iron Survivor Challenge for the women. So that was pretty cool. Again, because I know again you like the metaphor, and Lash Legend's always been kind of in this weird space of like I think I like her, but I haven't watched enough of her, and I'm just wondering how she's doing. So that was cool. So yeah, it does seem like NXT is doing some interesting stuff, but yeah, I just gotta pay more attention to them, I guess, like on their YouTube channel when stuff gets uploaded. Um, again, just keeping it to stuff that we like. When it comes to Raw, I really didn't watch much. I know that Drew McIntyre aligned with the Judgment Day, and I guess that was kind of cool. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really vibing with the heel Drew. I love him as a babyface. I don't want to boo him. I really don't. So like, that's gonna be interesting. Is there anything from Raw that you want to talk about that you enjoyed, just to kind of take a breather?
I barely remember Raw, to be honest with you, and I also feel the same way. Drew as a heel just doesn't click with me. Never did. When he was like with Ziggler and stuff, like, yeah, no, I want to
Yeah,
cheer this man. Stop trying to make me boo him.
yeah, exactly. He's aspirational, not enviable. So yeah, I guess all roads then lead to SmackDown. I will say before we goosh over the Santos stuff, because like I actually want to hear what you have to say about that more than anything. I will also say another thing I enjoyed beyond Damage Control as well. I really liked Paul Heyman's promo on John Cena on
I
Friday. I
missed it.
thought
That's the one of the things on SmackDown I did miss this week.
bro, Heyman rapped on Cena, and like, I even forget like what it was, but he said like, "Oh, if you think Cena's coming back and the end is near, I got news for you. Like, he isn't here," or something like that. And like, he was kind of spitting bars. And Heyman, I'll tell you, Heyman fucking put over Solo Sokoa like a million fucking bucks, bro. He's like, John Cena's never coming back. You're never gonna hear John Cena talk again. That like Crown Jewel was his last time in a WWE ring. But then he would keep saying after each of those lines, and it's all thanks to Solo. And Heyman even made reference. He kind of got a little meta with it because he said, when I said that John Cena isn't here, like he's never coming back, that's normally the time where the music hits, da 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 da, da, and he comes out and he AAs him and he AAs him and he AAs me and 5 moves of doom, but it's not going to happen, and it's all thanks to Solo, dude. He made Solo look so fucking good. I'm telling you, because I know you've said this before, so this isn't like a new thing coming from me. You either do have the next Batista on your hands, because when he stands up to Roman, it's good. The pop's gonna be either fucking insane, or they had intention of making him a Batista, and they just want him to be like this monster heel. And I think you're gonna get mileage out of him being a monster heel for a long time if you play your cards right. Because yeah, this dude, he's just so much better than he was in NXT. He's got presence. You've got Heyman talking for him, which I mean, I don't really know if you could do better in the WWE landscape right now.
Yeah,
And yeah, I don't know how Cena will come back, if he'll come back, because we know that the actor strike that's also ended. So Cena's probably like, okay, I'll go back to work. Personally, given a story like this, I do think Cena. I don't want to be one of those fans that's like entitled, so I don't want to use the word obligated. So I'll say that I think it would be nice if Cena did something at Mania to kind of circle back to this. Just because this feels like a Mania story to me. And then LA Knight came out, and then we're done talking about it because I don't like LA Knight and I'm not gonna waste fucking breath on it. So what did you want to talk about from SmackDown, since you even agreed, like we both agreed that you enjoyed it the most this week and I enjoyed it the most this week.
yeah. I mean, the
So
Santos promo was a big part of it. Yeah, for sure. And I will also say, uh, Damage Control. Oh my god, I love them so much.
dude,
I love the dynamic now with the three Japanese women running things, Dakota being their translator, and Bailey just trying to survive.
man, I'm actually amazed that given their like not their ring attire, but just their casual attire for like promos and matches. I'm amazed that Bailey isn't wearing a winter jacket because she got left out in the fucking cold.
Hmm.
Like, dude, because I want you to talk more about this, because I know Io's your girl, and like Damage Control, I know when they debuted, like we were both super hyped, but I feel like a lot of your female faves are in the faction. And I adore Bailey and Kylie, obviously. Kylie's really doing it for me too. But dude, the looks that Io specifically was serving Bailey,
Dude,
dude. Oh my
when
god,
she
dude.
said nobody's ready for Asuka, the look that Asuka and Io both gave her, oh my god.
And dude, oh god. See, this is the struggle of being me, because so often I've made it my brand to just be a douche. And like, but at the same time though, when I fear people, I really modulate the tone considerably. So I'm choosing my words very carefully here because I'm terrified of this woman. But Asuka, honey, you were just given a t-shirt. What are you doing? Because she was given a t-shirt. And then I told you last night when we were gaming, she tweeted, "Oh, but don't you think I should be the leader of Damage Control?" And I'm like, what are you doing? You lost the plot. Like, I just no. Oh god. Oh god, dude, this faction's imploding and Bailey's
Bro,
totally ignorant.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm picking Bailey to win the Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense to me.
Because she's gonna
Because
get
yeah.
the shit kicked out of her after she eats the pin at Survivor Series.
Oh, dude. Dude, I told you, and we both agree, it's not happening. I don't want to make people think like I'm predicting this. I am just saying I would love this. I told you, with how rarely WWE uses blood because they have self control, unlike AEW, I would love if, like, because it's war games and because it's like 4 on fucking 1, because people have been asking, do you think Dakota will join? But hell no. Hell no. Dakota, if I know her character from NXT and stuff, she's gonna want to go where the power is. And she's like, I ain't standing up to these people. Like it's the
Well,
women's
and plus she
champion.
already,
Yeah.
dude, I mean, you can already tell from the way that she's handling these promos that she is way better friends with these Japanese women than she is with Bailey, and she's even kind of sassy towards Bailey.
Yeah. Like, oh no. Bailey is the odd girl out hard. Like poor Bailey, man. Fuck. But yeah, if they would like bust her open even like a little bit and like just make it that bad and then have her be on the shelf kayfabe for like a month or maybe even just have her do a Rumble return. I can't remember the last time somebody like Bailey got a vacation because even during the pandemic, she was working, I feel like, every show. Keep her off the product for a while. Then when she music hits at the Rumble, you get the huge fucking pop. But yeah, dude, it's coming. And it's gonna be fucking cinema, bro, because I love how Kairi, I love Kairi as a babyface, and I'm honestly a bit surprised that she just came back right out of the gate as a heel. But there's something about this heel run. I feel like she's changed some things subtly. Like she's more like quiet and more reserved, but in an unnerving way. She's not speaking as much, and she's kind of looking like, "So, E, are we doing this?" And not yet, Kairi, not yet. Wait, let her cook herself and wait.
Yeah,
And yeah,
let it simmer.
yeah. And then Oscar, though, again, totally loses the plot, just like, well, guys, this Bailey thing isn't working out. I should be the leader. And he was like, shut up, shut the fuck up. We have a plan, damn it. No,
The
dude,
real irony in that is that even when Bailey gets booted, I don't think Asuka's going to be the leader. I think it's still going to just be Io. She's the
yeah,
women's
well,
champion after all.
yeah, I'm the women's champion, Oscar. Maybe getting in line. And Oscar's just like, no. There's gonna be a power vacuum. And then Kairi's gonna have to mediate between her best friend and her best friend who should tag team champions, but you should have won tag gold with her, EO. That would have been your in, but you didn't. Sky Pirates has never won tag gold. That still bothers me.
Oh, it
But
would be
yeah,
glorious though. They should.
bro, I was even thinking too, and again, this is just because I desperately need therapy and because I'm just know because American healthcare is the worst. Like, this is my outlet. I was thinking last night, like, what would be so fucking delicious would be if, the match ends, damage control loses, but it seems like at first are gonna go after Dakota, but then Bailey gets between them, like, whoa, guys, we're a family. And then Dakota takes her knee brace off behind Bailey's back, and the crowd like does that oh shit because they
Oh
don't
yeah.
and she hits Bailey in the back of the head with the brace, and they all more ass. And
uh,
it's like, no, the Dakota, why?
oh, I
Oh,
love that.
dude, it's about to be so fun. And I gotta say, man, I don't know how Mark feels about it because I know he's Bailey Mega Super Ultra Kaioken times 3 fan, right?
Yep.
And I know we all had such hopes for damage control at the beginning, and then their booking seemed to be middling, but it seems like not only are they cooking again, this might be the best they've ever been. Like, how do you feel, man, about damage control right now in this moment? Do you feel like they've got their heat back? Like that we're just all like on this ride again?
Yeah, dude, did you not hear the amount of heat that they were getting when they came out and Bailey had to calm them down like, "Oh, we're just here to have a good time."
Oh, Bailey. Oh, God, Bailey. Shout out to Add Damage Controller Chrissy on Twitter, who's a because she's again another Bailey super fan and she loves damage control. And she's kind of doing the Cody thing where she's like, damage control is fine right now, okay? And I even remind her, I'm like, oh. "Oh, friend, no." Like, no.
Oh, honey.
I didn't wanna say it because I didn't wanna be sexist, so I swapped it for friend, but yeah, pretty much same energy. We're like, "Oh, friend, no, no, like, come here." No,
I've
because
said that. I say that to men and women, though. To be fair,
that is true. That is true. But yeah, like I didn't know if she would find it, but yeah, same energy essentially. You mentally prepare for that. Even Superior Paul was like, no, I'm willfully ignoring this truth, and I'm like, look, you're too handsome to do that. We both know that. You got to see what's happening here. She's gonna get the fucking shit beat out of her, and it's like in a cage, so they're probably gonna use the cage too. They're gonna great face, dude. They're gonna great face, and it's gonna be fucking awful for Bailey. Everybody else is gonna laugh and have a good time. They're probably gonna group I five over her body, and it's gonna be fucked. Oh man, I am. You can even hear it in my voice. I am a heel. I'm anxious aardvark for this woman because she's like a blissful little lamb with a pack of wolves thinking they're friends. What are you doing? Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about damage control though? Because I could gush over them for the rest of the show, but I know we got
yeah,
other stuff to talk
yeah.
about.
I pretty much feel the same way. I think they're wonderful. I think they're great. I think, yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how their dynamic unfolds in a post Bailey world because there are a lot of egos in that faction, and really specifically Io and Asuka having to coexist in that faction is going to be very interesting to me.
Io gets one last petty kick before they all leave the cage together, and she's like, "And we're keeping the theme song," and then spits on her and leaves. Fuck.
Bailey's, you know what though, the theme song is different enough from Bailey's theme that I would still want Bailey to go back to her theme that the damage control theme was derived from.
Yeah, yeah, sure, for sure. Oh my god. Okay. We go from Queens to the King. We got to talk about this in depth now. Tony Montana, Santos Escobar. Um,
I hope the surgery doesn't go well.
Hashtag stand the staff, baby. Oh my fucking god.
That's
Um,
staff with a PH, by the way.
and Santos has a PhD in making me fucking erect. Um, I when I start talking about this, I know I'm not going to stop. So I implore you, sir, to pay tribute to Santos Escobar first, because I know you also fan yourself to his handsomeness, because who doesn't? So how did you feel about all of this? Mainly, how did you feel about Santos being so right about everything?
Dude, I loved this segment not only because of Santos himself, but because of everything else surrounding him. So obviously, yeah, Santos was phenomenal. He cut a great promo, great delivery, um, great acting, great emotion, everything. I honestly though, I don't even know if I would call him the MVP of the segment. For me, that was Zelina. Zelina was fucking incredible here.
Dude, you know I love Santos, but being real with you, I agree with you actually.
Yeah.
She has really, really found her footing as a babyface, but please continue.
I just love that they showed her, Raul, and Joaquin backstage watching the promo, all looking like torn up and upset. But when Santos said that he hopes they had to amputate Ray's leg, that was just too much for Zelina. She couldn't take it anymore, and she had to leave the backstage area to go out and confront him personally. And she ended up slapping him, and she even got out of the ring almost immediately after slapping him because I was like, wait a minute, is he gonna lay his hands on her? Like, were we about to get an Orton moment here? Or like, yeah, I wasn't sure, but no, she left the ring too quickly for anything to happen. But like, that was high ass cinema for the pro wrestling world right there.
Okay, so I'm about to pull a me. Are we good with that? Did you say
Do
what you
it
needed to
for
say for the moment?
sure.
Oh, oh god. Okay. So, for one thing, unlike Damage Control, where I'm sympathetic to Bailey because we have a lot of history and she's adorable and I'm rooting for her to main event a Mania and all that stuff. No, actually, on the other side of things, because Santos was 1,000% in the right. Oscar needs to learn what fucking loyalty is, okay? We're not acknowledging the fact that, as Javara said multiple times in the Discord last night, everybody's coming from a place of hurt, but where he was wrong was that I really don't give a shit about other people's hurt because Santos was hurt first. Okay. And that's what he's making known to everybody. Love the suit. Love the fucking suit. That's what I've always imagined guys like him and Andrade wearing his heels because they're classy. They're classy, they're powerful, and they know it. All these other people being like, America's the best. Yeah, yeah. I've never seen you as an American dressed like that. Okay, maybe sit down, bud. You know, maybe calm down before you racism. So it's great to see Santos and Andrade, not only, guys like that, not only being proud of their culture, but really just wearing it so fucking well and being fucking kings. Secondly, um, love the promo because even you could even argue that some of the stuff he said would qualify as cheap heat because he even had a line there like Dominic was right, and we know Dominic's a heat magnet in the company right now, but Santos has this charisma about him where even cheap heat, if he employs it, doesn't feel quite so cheap to me. And maybe that's also because I'm a mega fan. That's probably also the reason why, but I guess. Agree with you 100%. Zolina killed it. And then we get to them. We get to the ingrates. We get to the problem. We get to Cruz and Joaquin, which it should be noted, Santos called him Raul both times because Santos, like me, understands that Raul Mendoza is a pretty fucking dope name. And like Cruz del Toro, I've never vibed with that name as much.
Same.
And Santos being, oh God, daddy, calls them into the ring. Hold on a second. I had to fan myself a little bit. I was getting a little excited. Okay. Calls them into the ring and says, "What are we doing? Is it going to be like before? Are you going to run with me? Are you going to be my family? Because need I remind you, I fucking made you. Are we going to run like before? Or are you going to choose him? A man that doesn't even have enough self respect to unveil his own face." And Raul and Joaquin are like, "Well, we just really don't understand why you did that to Ray. Like it's Ray." And he's like, "Shut up. Shut up. Shut your damn mouth." All of this talk about respect in Lucha Libre and I don't give a fuck. He's 4'2". He gets his Hall of Fame suits at fucking Baby Gap. What are you doing? I don't understand why this old fuck constantly gets deference time after time after time. Do you not remember how successful you were in NXT? Now, granted, look, I will never turn up so much as to do alternative facts, mainly because I don't vote Republican. But they never won the tag team titles. But have you ever thought that the problem was you guys? Have you ever thought that maybe you just, didn't really click, but maybe now on the main roster, that can happen because God knows Judgment Day are hot and cold every week. Maybe you'll catch them on a cold week and win the freaking titles, but you can only do that with a real leader. Is Oscar a real leader? Really ask yourself. A man that gets betrayed by his own son, a man that gets abused with the frequency with which he gets abused. Let's remember, last Thanksgiving, he got abused in his own home. His inner sanctum violated. My son has no respect for him, and he actually thanked me for not getting beat up because he sees what a piss poor example he looks like. And you're gonna go with him over that man, that stud? They're dead to me. They're dead to me, bro. It's over. It's because you know what? You know what's gonna happen now? And this is where I'll give the ball back to you because I know you're a big fan of both guys. Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza
Mm.
about to get the opportunity of a fucking lifetime. So I want to ask you, fellow
I
king.
really hope that happens.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. You know why? Because we are tasteful, cultured men that understand what great is. And those two are going to thrive under Escobar's leadership because to do leadership, you actually have to be a leader, something that Oscar has never understood. And then Carlito comes out, apple chewing ass,
Bro,
thinking like, "Oh, well, I've heard enough of
he
this."
pisses me off.
Dude,
Carlito is the real heel here.
yes, he comes out, and then Santos realizing, "Okay, I've said what I needed to say. There's a time and a place for everything. We're not doing this right now because I'm better people that wanted me for like 30% of my promo, which if I didn't make it clear enough, fuck that crowd. And as he's leaving, Michael Cole, who Michael, I'm sorry, because you clearly didn't understand. When I want your opinion, I'll tell it to you. He's looking at Santos thinking that he's gonna do something, this pencil neck fucking geek. And he's like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Michael? What's wrong with you? And he's trying to start shit with Escobar. Escobar, though, being the bigger man, doesn't do it. And then finds out that he's going to be facing Carlito at Survivor Series. I hope Santos wins. I hope he destroys Carlito. And you know what? Carlito should feel really guilty that he was the bad apple that ruined this family. He could have kept his mouth shut, okay? And they could have kept doing the damn thing. But no, he just had to go and be a fucking snitch and be like, well, why did Santos leave the brass knucks there? I don't know. I don't know, because he's human. I mean, better than the rest of us, but still human. And he made a mistake. But no, you just had to pick away at it. So good, you know, you just so many lives. Hope you're proud of yourself. So that about covers it for me and how I felt. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I want to just kind of shed a little light on something that kind of arose in my memory while you were talking that whole time.
Yes, what happened?
Didn't Santos kidnap Raul and Joaquin in order to add them to the faction?
Okay, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to tell you, yes, he did. But was it really bad in hindsight?
I mean, don't get me wrong, they had success under him more than they ever would have without him, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, maybe that's why they don't want to stick with him because they still feel a little bit of the burn from being kidnapped.
Um, God, this is actually a real life problem that happens to a lot of people, so I don't want to be insensitive. So I'm actually just going to concede this one, but I'm also going to say that I mean, look at him. Like if he, kidnapped us and he was like, okay, we're gonna take your podcast to levels, wouldn't we at least want to hear what he has to say? I'm just putting that out there, right? So like I hope he doesn't have to capture Umberto and fucking Angel to do it, and I hope he just uses a phone
Oh
like a
my
normal
god,
person.
dude, what if that does happen though? Holy shit, that would be legendary.
He kidnaps him, but they actually take us inside the van, and then he like takes the hoods off that he like messed with so that they couldn't see anything. And it's like,
Yes.
Santos, you couldn't just call us? That's not my style. Come on, boys. We're going to Survivor Series.
I fucking love that so much. Dude, that six-man tag would be incredible. Ray, Raul, and Joaquin versus Santos, Angel, and Umberto. Oh my god. That is such a great match waiting to happen.
You mentioning Ray made me realize that he will have to return to finish this, and I wanted to say something really fucked up, but I'm stopping. I realized that
Well,
thinking about
actually,
Santos so
I'm
much.
glad that you mentioned that because it could still be Carlito, Raul, and Joaquin for now.
Yeah, yeah,
Because right now, Santos's beef is with Carlito more than it is with Ray anyway.
yeah. I'm not gonna say the fucked up thing that I was thinking when it comes to Santos and Ray, but there is one more thing I wanted to share about the overall program that's just more like fantasy booking. I was thinking about this relationship and how much it meant to Santos, and I remembered that like it started because Ray gave Santos one of his masks.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want them to have a WrestleMania match where Ray's mask is on the line. And I don't know what Santos would put up as collateral, but like essentially what I'm saying is I want Santos to win Ray's mask and essentially his career at WrestleMania. I think that'd be fucking huge. Like, because dude, he's so like when I saw him in that ring last night with the suit and cutting the great promo in spite of a very disrespectful crowd, I am like, oh my God, this is everything WWE wished and yearned so badly for Alberto Del Rio to be to
Dude,
me.
right?
And like, keep in mind, it's funny that I mentioned Alberto Del Rio because how hot did they start him off? They had him submit Rey Mysterio in his debut match.
Yeah.
Like Ray, and I'm being serious here now because I have a lot of fun with Ray. I've even said like he's kind of the new Christian to me, mainly because I woke up and I reformed and I realized I was in the wrong the whole time that I heckled Christian all those years, and I apologize. And I too do not have a father, and I love it. And we should talk and we should have coffee sometime. But you know, Ray really does care about the future. I think of Lucha Libre and helping luchadors and keeping luchadors in the mainstream. And Santos just ticks every fucking box, man. I'm tired of like next Eddie Guerrero. I'm not making first fucking Santos Escobar. And I love what this dude brings to the table, and I love what he's about. If Ray would feel comfortable putting him over to that level because he kind of got to do the stuff with Dominic, winning the tag titles, doing a Mania match with him, I would love that. I would love Santos standing in the ring over a crumpled Ray, holding the mask high in the air, and then when Ray gathers his bearings, gets the standing ovation that he deserves, and like all that stuff, and then we go full fucking throttle on Santos, man, because sooner or later these world title reigns, respectively, have got to end. And I'm telling you, this is a world championship caliber performer. I want it so bad for him. So yeah, I did just want to share that with the group as well, since we're talking about things that we love and things that actually get us excited.
Yeah.
This is fantasy booking I've thought about for a while. Again, I don't know what Santos would put up as collateral. If truth be told, bro, I was even thinking because he's such a man, you could get away with a mask versus hair match at WrestleMania. But except this time the heel doesn't actually lose their hair, which I think kind of subverts that trope. But however you do it, I just want him to win Ray's mask in a match and be the next level where he goes to the main event. Do I think it'll happen? Hell no. I'm not that deluded, but if it would really make me know that WWE understands what they have in him
Yeah.
because what they have in him is fucking gold. So, yeah. If there's anything else you want to say, friend, you are more than welcome to it. Otherwise, I really don't know what else to talk about if we're just keeping this to stuff that we enjoyed because I
Honestly, I
think we
think
just
that covers it.
yeah. So now let us go to our extracurriculars before Q&A. Did you watch any more Attitude Era Raws this week? Or any more Attitude Era stuff?
No, admittedly, I did not.
I did watch more Ruthless Aggression Era stuff, mainly Benoit and Angle stuff and a few other things. What was that other thing I watched? Oh yeah, I watched a little bit of the Un-American stuff. That was pretty good. I watched Test's first promo with Stacy Keibler as a face. I'd like to say hi. Stacy, are you serious? I'd like to say hi to all my testicles. That was a great run for him. Also watched Christian turning heel on Edge first time. God, there is something about when he just throws that King of the Ring trophy in Edge's midsection. Perfection. Just absolute perfection. I loved
You
it.
like that,
Pure
bud?
cinema.
Yeah.
What was that?
You like that, bud?
Oh my god, yeah. Throwing heavy objects into people's midsection might be my new kink. I mean, the wheezing, the agony. Like, he definitely wasn't breathing after that, or at least he was very laboriously. Um, yeah, so
Laboriously. I like that
yeah,
word.
I watched part of Undertaker's promo on the Un-Americans, and like, dude, you could tell how far left I've come from those days because when he was like talking about how great it is to be an American, I actually had to fight my gag reflex. I had to click out of it to I don't even know what I clicked out of it to. But yeah, I've just been watching a lot of again Ruthless Aggression era stuff. Oh yeah, I know what it was. Triple H is a babyface, down dressing Vince McMahon. And then, Jericho puts him in the walls, and that set up their Hell in a Cell match for Judgment Day that year. So, yeah, I've just been kind of in that pocket lately, but nothing really too much to talk about extensively. So now we can open up the forum to Q&A. So, guys, now with Q&A, I do want to say, even though I do want us to get back on track because Ashton's kind of words really inspired me, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this should be more fun for us than what it's been. Let's just talk about what we really like. Q&A, you know that we're far more permissive. Hell, we've even permitted questions outside this week of the world of wrestling, even though I don't like to. So please keep your questions this week. But if it's about anything, go ahead and ask. You're always welcome to it. So Caster, he understood the assignment right away before I was even done talking. He sent a question in. Kaiser exchanged words with Jim. What are the chances of Kaiser leaving Imperium and teaming with
I just want
Indus
to cut in
Uh,
here because I've been having issues with you cutting like robotic in and out all commentary, and it hasn't really been much of a problem until now. But while you were reading Caster's question, it happened, and I just want to make sure, like for posterity's sake, that we make sure that we get a clear reading of it out. So I'm just going to read it real quick to make sure that people understand what was said. Kaiser exchanged words with Jinder on Raw. What are the chances of Kaiser leaving Imperium and teaming with Indus Share? If this goes down, do you think Gunther turns face?
I actually saw this segment, Caster. I had a completely opposite read of you. I feel like Kaiser's going to be the one turning face because he gets excommunicated by Imperium, and maybe even into Share beat him up, but Imperium doesn't care to help him. I had a completely opposite read of that segment. Just to check in with you, Ashton, did you see this segment that we're talking about?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so Gunther was praising Giovanni for how he aided Kaiser in beating Ciampa. Now, I didn't see how Kaiser beat Ciampa for the record. I only saw this backstage segment. But then Kaiser was kind of in his own little world being like, oh, no need to thank me. It's like, whatever. Because he's been doing like those, like, I'm such a great, handsome man kind of vignettes that we've been seeing. And Gunther kind of chews him out and he leaves him. And then Giovanni just kind of has a laugh. He's like, oh, I don't know, man. And then he leaves. Giovanni very pleased that Gunther is warming up to him. And then he kind of runs to Indus and he's like, oh, what do you want? And Jinder's like, oh, nothing. We're just heading to Adam Pearce's office. But I'd be careful how you speak because of the guy's flanking Jinder to his left and his right. So I had a completely different read of the situation. I feel like Kaiser's on thin ice. That may lead to a face turn for him. And then one of his first feuds post Imperium might even be with Jinder, who I'm going to say, not to be a dick, I'm amazed Jinder's still employed. I thought that he got his walking papers, and I guess he didn't. So yeah, that was a thing. So since you didn't see it, I'm not even gonna like put it on you to be like, oh, what do you think? We're just gonna move on to the next questions. Anybody else have any other questions?
It's been a pretty chill, low key stream. I doubt anyone else is even around to ask questions. I
Yeah,
know
because we only got
Abel
four people
was
watching.
here earlier. My mom's here, but I know she's not going to ask questions. And Abel hasn't been here since the very beginning of the show when he said, hit the like button if you like this normal non recap show.
God, I love him. Caster said Backlash will be on France next year. Do you think Corbin will be there? I get that reference. Of course, Corbin tweeted how much he loved France because he was so fucking over there.
Yeah.
Um, I think
He
he'll
should main event
petition.
the show.
Yeah, really. With how over he is, he
Yeah.
should. Yeah. I think he will be. I think if nothing else, Caster, he would petition to be there if he was still doing NXT stuff. Like he'd be like, hey, listen, I know I've been primarily on NXT, but can I please, please, please be on this card? These people love me for reasons even I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Abel said he's just ready for his favorite segment. Because it's been a low key stream, I'm almost ready to just start signaling now because
Yeah. I mean, if
Caster.
Caster has any other questions for us, Caster, feel free to ask them.
Yeah,
And
Caster. I guess just get your questions, like whatever ones you have, like out of your system.
yeah, because I
Um,
mean, there's no one else here right now. At least no one else is being active in the chat right now. Uh, Abel, it's lovely to know that you're still around. And yeah, Caster just said
Yes,
he's
sir. It's
good.
good. I'm not even gonna do the going ones. Fuck that. No, let's just get into our next segment: high spots and low shots. My low shot, and again for these, we can I guess look at the whole landscape. My low shot. God, what do I want to go with? Um, Actually, bro, was Tag League a part of this week? The finals specifically, because that was the 12th. Does
The
that fall into this
finals
week?
were yes.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna say my low shot is Crazy Star. They lost the finals of the tag league to Divine Kingdom. So yeah, that's just my low shot.
Oh my God. Alex Foster and Javaris both just showed up at the same time.
Yeah, sorry guys. I try again next week. But who's your low shot?
Uh, my low shot. That's a
Go with
tough
your
one.
nephew. He had the best one.
Yeah, AEW Collision's a really easy one. I think though, my low shot. Um, you know what? Let me check something real quick. I want to make sure that something that I think happened and that I wasn't just imagining it.
You definitely weren't king. I believe in you. No, this isn't just not gaslighting. It's no, it's not even reverse gaslighting. I don't know. What's the opposite, people? Give me a word for
Okay,
opposite.
yeah, I want to just I confirmed it. It's Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso is my low shot.
Oh, because he did lose to LA Knight. That's right.
He lost to LA Knight and he's not even allowed to use the catchphrase that he wants to use.
No yeet. Um, God, the high spot. Has it ever been more obvious? It's Santos. Um, in fact, I want to take this time to be really vulnerable. And normally I do
Oh
this with
God, another valid low shot probably would have been Bailey.
yeah. But
She just
normally I
doesn't
reserve
know, man.
this.
She doesn't know what's coming.
No, she really doesn't. But no, with my high spot being Santos, I want to just reserve this time to be a bit vulnerable because normally I only talk this way about Utami, but Santos, I love you. And we can make this work. I would love to be a part of your new LDF. I will leave literally everything behind. I do want to take my son with me just because I feel like he could also learn a lot from you because you're also an excellent father. But yeah, me, please. I have never seen a heel in my life wish for a staph infection on another human being. And I'm gonna be honest, it was hot. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I want to learn the true depths of your depravity. So let's learn it. Let's learn that depravity together. If you say next week that you hope he gets hit by a bus, I'm yours. I'm already yours. Just take me. Take me. So, yes, that was my pitch. I feel like I didn't look as pathetic as I thought I would. I'm sure it's going to work. He's going to fall in love with me. I mean, after all, who has? Who is your king?
So I want to do something weird here. I want to give an honorary both low shot and high spot to Zelina Vega. The low shot Alex Foster has given great reason for in chat. Basically, she got jumped and she got her feelings hurt. But the high spot is because she was like, it's less of a kayfabe thing. It's like as a performer, she just absolutely knocked it out of the park on SmackDown. So congrats to her for that. Um, but my actual high spot, um, I can't think of a better person to give it to right now than Roderick Strong because he's just been so entertaining, and he was just great this week. And he beat Action Andretti last night, so it wasn't the most important of wins, but his entertainment factor is just so off the charts right now that I just loved him. So I'll give it to Roddy.
I love that for you. All right, guys. I feel great about this fucking episode. This feels right because we kept it positive. We kept it to what we love because there is a lot of garbage in pro wrestling. You know what? It's not our job to sift through it. You want us to sift through it, WWE, AEW? Pay us. Pay us to make it seem like your garbage sounds nice. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I love that our viewership's going up right as it ends. I low key feel hurt
You
about that,
gotta leave
but
him wanting more, baby.
but you know what? I will take the L here because I tried to be considerate of AEW fans, and I'm like, oh, Ashton, we should go live at like 4:30 because of
Well,
Full
yeah,
Gear.
and not only that, but like I pinged everyone in the Discord at 4:35 when we went live. I even did that before hitting the go live button to make sure that if people were around, they would see it and be able to file in. So this is like, sorry guys, but we did everything we could.
I want you to know because you know that I've been giving a lot of love, deservedly, and apologizing for nothing to Santos this episode. But your face did fucking amazing and literally nothing wrong. You're beautiful. I'm proud of you. All right. So with spreading all of that around, and I love all of you too. Foster, I see you looking all handsome and shit. God, you're amazing. All right. That has been in review from TWitWoW, which of course is the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. Guys, be sure to leave a like as you file out. Subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any of that TwitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the IWC. And we will see you guys again, I guess, just next Thursday for Stardom Roundup. I will say, guys, just to get ahead of it, right now the time is TBD because we have family coming for Thanksgiving, and I know we'll still be record because they're not like, staying with us because at night they're like staying at a separate hotel. I just don't know when they're going to be packing it in, and it is the holiday, and I'm sure you guys want to be with your friends and family as well. But we are still planning on doing the Stardom Roundup, and it's going to be a big one next week because it's New Blood and it's Gold Rush and it's 10 matches. And I will tell you, if things are happening in Stardom, because apparently something happened at Gold Rush where Kidani was like, oh, we're going to be making some changes and the management structure. There were even people speculating on my Twitter, which again, follow both of us in the description box, that Rossi might be on the way out. And I don't even know how I feel about that.
Oh,
Yeah, Stardom having a hell of a year, but hopefully the shows are great and the wrestling's great. Because again, 10 matches we've agreed to live react to. So that'll be Thursday. And if you're here for the weekend review, where again, we're trying to get back to basics where it's just things we enjoy because this is not a recap show. This is John and Ashton appreciating what they can in the current landscape of pro wrestling. Next week, 10:30, the usual time. AEW fans, and I mean this sincerely, enjoy Full Gear tonight. It's an 8-match main card and a 3-match pre-show card, total of 11 matches. I hope they're all good for you. Let's go Jay for new AEW champion, and let's go Swerve beating Hangman 2 straight, although I don't think either of those things are happening. So have fun, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Football fans, enjoy games. I know Sunday Night Football may be good tomorrow. And until then, everybody be good to yourselves and good to each other. Tune in and peace out.